What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It is past the prop. We're coming at you guys. It is Monday. We're coming at you for this weird slate, man. I don't know how I like it fully, but there's a couple spots that we're going to be playing today for this MLB slate. Joined as always by my guy Stu. What's good, man?
Nothing much, man. Been a fun weekend. I've been a little bit away, haven't had any official MLB spots. Just been kind of enjoying all the sports action, watching a little NFL preseason too. How could I not, right? With all the big names coming back. Russell Wilson playing a whole quarter of preseason. A lot of good football content as well out there. So yeah, just been enjoying all the sports. We had a pretty good show on Friday and just hoping to keep it going today.
Yeah, that might be our first one in a while. We went full sweep, long shots. It was nice. It was really nice, and I was really happy with how it went because, dude, it was. I'm pretty sure all our long shots hit within the first 3 innings, which was wild, which was absolutely hilarious because this was the funniest thing I ever watched. Like, Adam Wainwright gave up 9 hits and didn't even get through the second inning. Like, it was bad. Like, I almost felt bad, and I thought we were gonna get hooked because I thought they would count one as an error on the 7th hit, and I'm like, oh, dude, don't do this to me. Wainwright, you fucked me over before on just sucking so bad that you don't even make it through that inning. So Wainwright over 6.5 hits allowed was awesome. That was quick. We had over to Ruiz. That was a half unit play. I don't even think he got on base now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in that one. It's like if we get on base, we win this bet. He didn't get on base the whole series. He didn't play the next 2 games as well, I believe. So I don't know if there's an injury or something right there. But yeah,
shoulder. He's got that shoulder thing. The A's obviously have a lot of younger guys too that they're playing right now, dude. Galoff just got promoted to my starting lineup. He's coming in and starting in this week. TJ getting moved down to my utility, so we'll see how that goes this week. Freddie, I know there was a big controversy on that. I saw a lot of people posting about that one.
Yeah, he got the error in the outfield where the guy just completely misaligned the ball. So it kind of looked like a hit if you weren't watching super close. Then you realize the outfielder just totally missed it. He had a single, he had an error, and then he had 100-mile-an-hour foul line drive. So one of those that you lose and you're kind of sitting here I would have taken that again, right? I would have taken that again. But yeah, Freddie Freeman did unfortunately break his 3-game win streak for me on the show right here.
Yeah, I know that one sucked. This one hit in the second inning as well. And obviously that was part of my long shot. So fading Keuchel obviously came through. But also Christopher Sanchez. That's what we talked about. I said they were going to give up some power. He gave up 2 or 3 homers in that outing and shoved the rest of the time. But obviously we talked specifically about the right-handed power. And he even gave up power to Max Kepler. That is impressive to suck that bad that you give up a home run to Max Kepler as a lefty. That dude cannot hit lefties. He was the only lefty in the lineup that day. So I ended up coming through. I think they ended up scored 11 or 12 in the first 5. I should have went a little more crazy on this one, right? I should have went way more crazy. The Cardinals one was 11. The Twins one was 11. It was just an absolute shit show for pitching in this one. But that one obviously came through going along with the Judge homer there. Got us to around 27-1. Hopefully you guys were able to get that one in. We didn't post them all together. We didn't have Terrence in his long shot post like he always does. Hopefully today, I know you have a long shot. I don't have one today, so I'll be posting one later. But yeah, obviously have some shit to do here. But we got 2 spots. Stu's got 1 and his long shot, so it was pretty impressive. It was a fun show. I think that, like I said, that might be the first time we've hit both, at least in MLB.
Yeah, definitely in the MLB streets. I know we had some good NFL, but those were a little easier. We were kind of doing the just 1 touchdown each. So obviously, when you bring all these first 5 team totals in, I think it's a little more impressive, to be honest, when you catch those. So that was great. Obviously, I got the text from you when I was out. That was a lot of fun to see those green tickets when I got back. And yeah, hopefully just a little bit more today. That's all we can ask for.
For sure. It's a small slate today. I think only 8 games. I guess where do you want to start out? Where are your eyes going on this slate? It's kind of all over the board.
Yeah, I think there's 2 good games on here. I'm a Max Scherzer fan, so that's obviously always going to be an appeal for me. But I'm watching the Yankees Braves. We talked about it. Today's is not a great slate. We do have 2 of the premier teams in baseball squaring off. It's probably the only game I'm going to watch tonight, to be completely honest with you.
All right. I am going to be watching the Padres Orioles game, that one for sure.
Okay.
I really want to see Grayson Rodriguez take that step up, right? He's obviously played. He got shelled in his first outings, right? Then he got sent down. Now he's been insane. He's been awesome. Now you have a team that doesn't strike out that much. You got the Padres here, who obviously dangerous lineup, but also with power doesn't strike out. And that's really been how Grayson Rodriguez has been able to fare well. Because in those big situations, he's striking out. He's striking out dudes. He's going 98 plus, a wipeout slider. He's got fantastic stuff. Now it just comes down to, can you get out Soto, Machado, Tatis, right? That's the tough part of this lineup, obviously. The bottom of the lineup is still gross. That's an absolutely gross lineup. But still, I think this is going to be an interesting one. My plus 120 on the Orioles just kind of seems like a bet I almost have to make.
Okay, well, if you were going to ask what my favorite underdog pick of the day was, then I would have agreed with you because I would have gone over to the Orioles. Have you seen his schedule since he's come back too? The first game was the Dodgers. Then he got the Braves. Then he got the Yankees. They're putting this guy through the ringer. They didn't just send him down and call him up for the Tigers like the little Alex Manoah treatment earlier in the year. He's legitimately gotten like the 5 toughest teams in baseball back to back to back. I just want to play Grayson Rodriguez against the Royals. Like, can we get a nice layup in here? Because that is going to be a smash spot, right? Because the market's going to look at his numbers and go, his advanced stats aren't that great so far, but you got to, take into consideration the quality competition. So I kind of feel the same way as you did. I looked at Grayson Rodriguez. I went, I really want to bet him this morning. I think I probably will bet the Orioles as well today. That was going to be my favorite underdog spot on the slate. I'm glad you got to it first right there. But I'm just praying that we get a bad matchup in his next start so we can lay down the hammer.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring this up. Like, I think I like more dogs on this card than I do favorites. This is a card that goes straight dog hunting. I don't even think the Orioles are my favorite, dude. I love the Royals, and I like the fucking Giants today. I like both of them. Everybody's hyping up Glass now, which is fine, right? But this dude's getting through 5. Max out 6, right? That's fine. I'm taking that Giants pen against anybody, bro. If you're going to give me a close matchup, those dudes won another one-run dog game again last night. Dude, I felt terrible because Camilo Duvall blew the save, but it was because Brandon Crawford's 86 years old and can't make plays because he can't move, right? So it's like you should not have him in for defense in the 9th inning, first off. It was a ground ball to him, and he got it beat out by Durant. Like, that's how he gave up the win. Mm-hmm. Should have been another shutout. But plus 114 on a bullpen game for the Giants, probably getting Sean Manaea for 3 or 4, right? So I like that one. It should be way wider, right? If Glasnow's on the bump against the Giants, why is it not wider, right? It's only plus 120. So I like them, and I really, really love the Royals, baby. Give me Brady Singer again, bro. Sign me up for Brady Singer. This man is going to carve the Mariners today. I'm really excited for that one. I saw that they switched it over to Logan Gilbert today, though. So hopefully people see that matchup, start hammering it, and I'll get that plus 140 to plus 150 on the Royals. They're hot, man. They're hot. I know they lost their last one, but that team is streaking right now. A lot of young talent. Drew Waters, I'm not sure if he'll be coming back here shortly, but he was fantastic. And Salvi, Bobby Witt, Michael Garcia. This is a fun young team that you want to watch. And Melendez obviously doing his thing in the outfield.
Yeah, no, the Royals have been fun. I can't hate on that at all. That's been a little scrappy team. They've kind of had, and even with Singer as well, it's been a second half thing. Singer had obviously a terrible first half of the season, and I think maybe if you're looking at some of those numbers still, you might be getting a false picture of what we're getting tonight. So I like that angle. Yeah, I caught on that. They won 7 in a row a while back. They beat Ohtani, and yeah, you mentioned the Giants. I feel like that's the team we always mention is like the team that's like, Why are the odds like this? It feels like it's always like that against that ace starting pitcher where they're always right there, and the public always loves that minus 135 or that minus 140 on that big name pitcher because that's the last price that feels reasonable before you cross 150. And that's always where those star opposing pitchers are against the Giants. Yeah,
like I said, I'll take them in a one-run game against anybody. Obviously, Wander Franco might not be playing either. Like, fuck, dude, it's a brutal lineup there when he's out, man. I'm not gonna get into that shit, but whatever. I ain't gonna go down that path. But that lineup has been kind of dog shit too. So it's like you get him away from Tropicana, you get him in a big ass ballpark. You're probably gonna see with Manaea on the bump. You're probably gonna not see Lowe. You're probably not gonna see Raley. So that lineup looks like ass. You're gonna have Jose Siri probably batting 5 with Franco out. I mean, dude, Brandon Lowe has to probably bat leadoff or second. Like, woo! Sign me up, baby. Those Giants about to take them down. I'm really pumped to bet on them at plus money again, dude. They're just a team you want to bet on as underdogs. I never take them as favorites, but I'll take them as underdogs.
I like it.
All right. Let's get it rolling. Like I said, I got 2 plays. I know Sue's got 1 here, and then obviously a long shot that I do not have at all here. But let me get it rolling. That was going to be a sneeze. I thought I was going to have one there. I didn't want to do that on screen, so we got it rolling here. I have. I know you talked about Scherzer. I'm going to be taking the other side with it. I'm going to be taking the offense here. I love the Rangers, man. The Rangers 4.5 minus 115. I get it. Patrick Sandoval's numbers don't look terrible. Negative regression should be coming very quickly, very, very quickly. Second half of the season, he's obviously been very good, but he has a 190 batting average on balls in play. Like, that's not sustainable. He's still giving up normal amount of barrels, right? The same amount he was giving up at the beginning of the year. His walk rate's still 10%. Now you're going to face the Rangers at home. And the Rangers are the second best offense against lefties this year, second in OPS, which I don't even count them as second because it's the fucking Braves, dude. That lineup is unfair. I won't even use them, right? The Braves are so hot, so much higher than everybody else. It doesn't even count at this point. But the only team that's formidable against them is this Rangers offense. You're going to have Sandoval, obviously, from the left side. You're going to have Adolis in a great matchup. I always say this. Lowe and Seager are both phenomenal against left-handed pitching, right? It doesn't even matter there. You get a 10.8% walk rate to righties. That's way too much in this matchup. You're going to have Ezekiel Duran. I'm hoping you get both Garver and Heim in this lineup. I hope they DH them. That's a lot of power. I think that Sandoval is going to have a real big issue trying to get through this lineup. And we've seen it already. Max Scherzer's getting that run support, baby. He's getting that full run support. He's been great outside of the home runs. But again, I've talked about this before. This team is 39, 15, and 6 in the first 5 money line, bro. These guys are going to get ahead in this game. We're going to see the trash Angels bullpen, and we're going to see these guys just absolutely unload on these guys. I think this is one of the biggest mispriced on the board, and I don't understand how – it's the same thing. If I ever get the Braves at 4.5, you take it. It's just like – it's the same thing here. You take the talent, especially in a spot here against Sandoval, who, yes, we're going to see it very early. This guy he could give this up in the first 2 innings, or he could shove. But either way, I think Scherzer keeps them close, and if they do get a lead – we're going to see that bad part of that bullpen, and it is bad. It's not good at all. Even Estevez is blowing leads. That's why I took the full game versus the first 5. You guys know I'm usually a first 5 guy, but I really like this spot. We've seen a lot of blown saves by them as well. I just think this Rangers offense has way too much talent to be messing around with Sandoval here in that 10% walk rate. Playing with danger.
I was just about to say, with Sandoval, it's really a loose cannon. Like you said, the walks are obviously a huge thing. And when we get the best, offense against lefties in the league, like I said, the Braves are a little bit insane, but this Rangers team that we have consistently gone to against lefties all year long, 4.5 does feel like a very generous number, especially when we're used to seeing it, minus 140, minus 150 for a team like the Rangers. So I agree with you. I think it's a lot of people looking, going, oh, I know Sandoval. That's a guy I recognize. But he is kind of one of those, little 3 outcomes guys. The walk, the homer, and the strikeout are very big with him. And we know the Rangers are pretty good at 2 of those things.
Yeah, it's just you don't want traffic on base not earned, right? If you're going to walk 2 guys, you're going to give me Seager with guys on base. I mean, the thing is you don't get a free out in this order, right? I mean, Robbie Grossman's probably the worst hitter that's going to be in this lineup. And he's a switch hitter, still formidable, mid 240s, right? You go on most other teams, you're going to find a dude who sucks, who can't hit, right? Their 9-hitter, Tavares, is a beast, dude. Like, he is so good. You're probably getting Duran in the 7 spot, right? That's a tough bottom of the lineup, and we've seen him have issues with that walks, 4 or 5 walks in specific games, right? And if I'm going to walk guys, I'd rather walk guys that can do damage, and that's about 90% of this Rangers lineup. So I would definitely attack this spot for team totals. I also think I would take this spot as like an alternate up, right? Alternating it up. If you look at his road ERA, it's actually not bad, but he has an xFIP of 4.7, which is significantly worse than what his ERA is. And I think that we're going to see that those numbers and those hard hit rates and all of these swings and misses. I don't see them continuing to happen the way they are, especially with almost a full run worse an expected ERA versus actual ERA. So I think that we definitely should see that regression coming in soon. And I think the Rangers are definitely a team I would want to be in charge of that.
Yeah, no, I love this spot. I'm definitely going to be telling right here. Trust in the Rangers. That's one of the easier things you can ask me to do on this show.
It's like when I'm betting on the Nationals, right? Oh, yeah. Shout out to Lane Thomas for being ass. That dude is terrible, bro. Okay. I just watched Ken Waldachuk K that dude and give him 5 guys left on base through 3 innings, bro. Just hit a fucking pop-up, dude. Just put it to the outfield. That's all you had to do. Couldn't do it. Had to strike out against a dude with like a 9% K rate. That's impressive. And it was a lefty. Dude's falling apart. I might have to just take his over strikeouts from now on because the dude just going to give me all that plus money from how good he was at the beginning of the year. And hopefully CJ Abrams prayers up for my boy. Feel better. I need you to be playing at full strength there with those back spasms, bro.
Hey, well, Jeter Downs got his first hit of the season, and it was a walk-off. So CJ Abrams said, listen, here's a blessing in disguise right there. You can take all the time off you need. Got the win.
Jeter Downs was, in my opinion, one of the more overhyped prospects. Like, I don't think he's going to be that good in the bigs. I liked him right away, and then I saw him go through the minors, dude, and it was like, whew, little struggle bus.
Well, before we move on, he fits the Nationals prospect perfectly of the fact that he can't elevate the ball. I think we tell people to hit the ball directly into the ground when we're in the minor leagues. I think that's the strategy in the Nats organization. So it worked out game 1. We'll see if it continues.
Yeah. Hey, just bring CJ Abrams back. You can fucking who's your second baseman? Alou? Move his ass. Put his ass in the bench.
And Chavis, Michael Chavis against
lefties. Oh my
lefties.
God, that is fucking gross. Jesus Christ, that's gross, dude. Oh man, just bring up all the studs, dude. Just bring up all your high end prospects. Bring up Elijah Green. I mean, this point it's already done anyway. I do like Meneses though. He has been playing a little bit better now finally. So let's get to your play. Luckily, we don't have to talk about the National League.
Yep, we're going over to Austin Riley, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, parlayed it with Chris Flexen, the Flex God, to not record a win at -107. Oh, I started out this prop going with Austin Riley total bases. That's what I was going to play on the show. It's, -110 or whatever, close to even money. But as I was scrolling through the hits, runs, RBIs, I got a rare Austin Riley at 1.5, which does not come too often. And it was -150, which is a fairly reasonable price for Austin Riley when he's 1.5. I've seen him 2.5 -150 before, especially when guys right next to him in the lineup like Olsen are still, +120 for 2.5 right there. So I really love that we're getting this 1.5 as an option with Austin Riley, who's absolutely on fire. Like I said, I was looking at the total base at first. I like both of them. I definitely am going to hit a sprinkle on the home run because it's something we've talked about on the show since the beginning of last year. When Austin Riley's hot, he's hot. And you want to strike while the irons are hot. He's come in with some great recent form right here. 2 total bases in 5 of his last 6, over this hits, runs, RBIs number in 7 of his last 10. But when we look at his home record so far, 280 on the season average, 300 average at home. So been a lot better at home. Austin Riley obviously is not an average hitter. So when he's hitting these balls, he's hitting them extremely, extremely hard. But he's gone over 2 total bases in 9 straight home games right here. And what I really like is the matchup. Clark Schmidt is not someone I'm scared of whatsoever. I think he's another one of these average starting pitchers. He doesn't miss enough bats for me to be someone that's really intimidated by. He's going to be a solid pitcher, get you 5-6 most of these times. But when these guys that don't miss these bats, right, when they're not elite strikeout stuff, they just have middle of the road to above average stuff. Teams like the Braves are the teams that really take these kind of pitchers to town, right, where the stats look pretty good. Everything's been so good so far. I really do like this Braves offense. I was considering the team total. I still might get to that in some way or another, but I do love getting some exposure to Austin Riley, who's at the heart of this order, right? We don't have to be worried about just runs, just RBIs. He has the opportunity for everything, right? When you're batting behind a guy like Acuna, Albies, when you have Olsen, the home run leader right behind you, this is arguably the best spot for any player in the league for hits, runs, RBIs bet, right? So when you look at his matchup numbers versus Schmidt right here, he's throwing the sweeper, cutter, sinker combo. Riley's has very good splits against all those. 278 against the sweeper is probably his lowest, but we love that 680 slugging, right? He may not be hitting them for high average, but he's crushing them. Then he's hitting 320 against the sinker and 360 against the cutter. Great splits versus his pitches so far this year. We've got the home advantage. He's got some momentum right now. I think everything's coming together. Like I said, total bases, homer, all the big stuff is what I was considering. I think the hits, runs, RBIs is the value, right? I really don't think this should be 1.5 pretty much any day. Today, we have great matchups. We have great splits. We're getting at 1.5 minus 150. I think that's great value right there. My favorite spot on the slate. As for the flex god right here, minus 600 to not record a win. He is someone that I've been pretty much automatically fading whenever possible this year, especially at Coors. Just hasn't been good whatsoever. Walking a shit ton of people. I thought Flexen was actually a pretty good pitcher in the past. I don't know what's gone wrong for him over these last year or so, but 7 ERA now. Been even worse at home, allowed over 8 hits in each of his last 2 outings. Not someone I believe in whatsoever right here. Diamondbacks, I trust him in Coors. Let's get the job done. Minus 107, baby.
Yeah, I mean, Flexen relied on, a lot of soft contact, not getting any swings and misses. He never really did. So it's not like he just lost velo and did it. He just is now missing spots, right? I mean, that's when Keuchel used to be good. He never blew guys up, but he missed enough barrels, and now he's not. People are making their adjustment, and he obviously hasn't. So, no issues with that. I know DraftKings has this game down right now, so I don't know if that's just because we don't know who's starting. I know Merrill Kelly's listed for that Colorado game.
Interesting. Okay.
I just looked at it, and it just doesn't have any pitchers listed, so that's the probables. So I think we should be fine, but we might even get a better price once those all come back up and go in there. So, all right, guys, I'm going to a little scarier spot. I'm going to be going on the first 5 under 4.5. I did see Roger bringing up the Astros to win. I don't mind that. I don't pay that 150. Again, we just talked about it with Glasnow. That's kind of a scary line. If anything, I take the first 5 because I do like. We've seen the Marlins come with some magic. Obviously, the Yankees blew it yesterday. I think we get a little bit of a hangover from that. I think that we see the Astros come in here. They need to win, right? They need to keep this. They need to keep moving. If you can't do it when Framber's on the mound, I don't think you can do it with anybody on the mound, right? So Framber does have a worse road ERA, and Braxton Garrett does have a worse home ERA, but Braxton Garrett also had a 12 earned run outing, so it's completely fucking skewed. So don't look at that shit. That's not even close, dude. He gave up 11 earned runs to the fucking Braves. And they left him out there. So don't look at that. Don't look at that. It's not even close. If you take 4 innings out and 11 earned runs out, this number is damn close to what it was before. So I know that everybody's going to look at that and be like, oh, dude, why is this guy sucking so much here? Dude, it was one outing, right? One outing can screw everybody, right? Can screw anybody's numbers, right? Especially if you're a reliever, if you don't go that deep in outings anyway. So don't even look at that. The numbers on those, I'm not even close to worried about at all. But looking at these, right, you just gave up, I think he's given up 3 or less earned in his last 3 outings. That's counting in Cincinnati and Philadelphia, who's probably the hottest team in baseball. So I definitely like that we're seeing Braxton getting a little bit better here. I understand this Astro lineup is pretty scary, but we do get the park downgrade for him. This is a huge downgrade. How many of those Altuve pop-ups, how many of those Bregman pop-ups are going to be literally 25 to 30 feet away from the wall? And that's going to be fine. I mean, I think the only dude in this lineup who actually could just put it out whenever he wants is Jordan, right? And this is significantly worse numbers versus lefties, especially with that curveball that we're going to see featured a lot here by Mr. Garrett. And then you get to go over to Framber. I thought he was going to struggle in that next outing heading into Baltimore, but he still ended up going 7 innings, right? It's not like he just was an entire shit can, right? He gave up 2 bombs. Obviously, they were multiple run home runs, right? If they were solos, that number line would have looked a lot different. But he's had 2 really tough matchups. And I think that's really, really, really screwing this up for him. And I think that's why we're getting 4.5. I expected this to be at 4 flat. 4 flat would have been my spot here, which I probably still would have bet. But if you look at this number, he gave up 6 against Texas, obviously threw the no-no against Cleveland, and then gave 6 up against Baltimore, 2 of the best offenses in baseball. So we get a huge downgrade here. I love to see Framber in a park like this. Framber already doesn't give up power, right? He already has an extremely good slugging. Neither side of the plate have over a 400 slugging against him, which is pretty damn good. He's given up 13 home runs this year. 13. That's 142 innings. He's given up 13 homers. That's pretty good. Obviously, less than 1 home run per 10 innings. And this guy's been absolutely awesome. You looked at, obviously, Mountcastle got him last outing. There's no shame in that. That dude smashes lefties. That's literally what he's known for. So, like that, I think Garrett gets the job done here. He's been doing a little bit better here. And also, at home, if you just take away that one outing, man, you see these numbers look significantly better. And, dude, I think anybody, it doesn't matter where you're throwing. The Braves are putting runs up on you. I mean, they put up runs on everybody, right? It's like their bad game is 6 runs. So it's like, again, they're a complete outlier. It's like when you face off against the Rockies or you face off against the A's. Those are outlier ones to me. So I don't look at those as much. I wish there was something I could just exclude those people from. But, yeah, this is a spot where I want to go there. It's the first game of the slate. I think we see a little bit of a hangover from the Marlins after that huge win last night. And I think, obviously, the Astros are going to have a little bit of tougher time here with Garrett in this spot than they did on the weekend.
No, you killed that right there. I mean, the Braxton Garrett home outlier outing is a big thing because anyone that looks through those stats, right, and knows what the field Miami plays at, you look at those stats and you're just, how is this possible? You're like, how is it humanly possible to allow, have this much worse numbers at home than on the road? But like you said, a lot of it really was that one awful outing where he just got absolutely bombed. And that is a huge advantage to play at that park day in and day out. So I'm glad you clarified that right there. I was laughing a little bit because I was doing the same thing this morning. I'm looking at Garrett's numbers. I'm like, 12 home runs at home. I'm pretty sure 3 or 4 of them were in that game alone right there. Yeah, 4 of them. Yeah. Oh, God. So I'm glad you called me on that. I'm one of those people that was even falling for that a little bit right there. I'm glad you brought that back up. And, yeah, the Framber side, absolutely cruising so far this season. There are a couple guys I do like versus lefties in this Marlins lineup. Like you said, they did have that huge walk-off yesterday. A little bit of a hangover is always possible. I think this is a very nice spot right here.
Yeah, and I mean, both these teams do actually hit lefties significantly well. But
yeah,
the slugging is just not there for the Marlins, right? And that's the best part. The best part about Framber. Bases loaded, nobody out. He will get out of it. This dude will keep you on the ground, right? That's why I say this to everybody too, is I've been seeing people say Framber's given up a lot of hard contact. Well, it doesn't matter if they're hitting it hard straight into the ground. Like it's not like home run hard contact. It's hard balls on the ground that might squeak through, or it's hard balls that are going right to guys, right? Those do count for hard hits if I think it's 95 exit velo. They count it as hard hit. And yeah, what is 90? I would rather have 95 straight into the ground and give my defense a chance than a guy hitting 110 and it ends up over the fence, because against Framber, it is very hard to get 3 hits in a row against him. And I think that's what the Marlins are going to have to do. You got Jazz, who struggled versus lefties. Obviously, you're going to look at Soler, who's not terrible against lefties, but I don't think that you're going to see much of a straight pitch from Framber today. I would expect probably about 4 curveballs and 4 changeups. That's what you're getting, and you're not getting anything straight.
Yeah, I was going to say, Soler's the one guy that can lift one pretty easy out of this ballpark. But like you said, he's going to be swinging his socks off, which is just another day for Jorge Soler, right? You might want to stack up, ladder those strikeouts, and then ladder the home runs, and you'll hit one of them.
Perfect. We got 20 of you guys in here. We appreciate you. I know we came in a little bit earlier. If you could hit that like button, we'll go through a quick recap, and I'll get Stu's long shot in here. Stu, take it away, man.
Yep. Started out Austin Riley over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, -150. Parlayed that with the flex god to not record a win. That is -107 over on DK, Caesars, and MGM.
Perfect. I'll be on the Astros first 5 under 4.5 at -125 to go along with the Rangers team total over 4.5 -115. I know we hit that big one last show. I do not have a long shot as of yet. I need some lineups. I need confirmation on a few of these. So I will be posting that later. I might just do it in the comment section of this video. So just keep your eyes open for that. Stu, take it away.
Yeah, maybe leave a couple likes, we earned that, right? Maybe, get us 25 likes and then he drops the long shot. How about we do a little bit of hardball, right? You want the 26-1 ticket, you got to earn it, right? So leave some likes. Obviously we appreciate it very much. As for me, I'm going Nolan Gorman to record a homer right here, +450. I know what you're thinking. Oh, Sears, he gives up all these homers. Why are you going to the one lefty in the lineup? Or I guess one of the 2 lefties that's going to be in the lineup. Sears' numbers recently, especially against lefties, especially for the hard contact, have not been good. He's only K'ing 12% of lefties over his last 30 days, while giving up a 53% hard contact rate and, like you said, a 35% fly ball rate. That's the key, right? You want to look at the fly ball rate. exactly what we did with Luzardo. When he gives up contact, it goes really, really far. Sears gives up more contact than Luzardo, and it goes really, really far. We don't want to play Sears when he's at home because he's got that amazing athletics ballpark. That solves the problem right here. A lot of the sports books are kind of hyping up some of these other guys. Arenado's down to like 280 when he's normally 400 for a homer. I think they kind of spiked some of the wrong guys up. Gortman had terrible BABIP recently. It's like 180 or something, run into a lot of bad luck. I think this is where we get a good matchup. It's one of those cases where if he hits the ball, he's going to hit it really far. I don't really feel like playing Gorman total bases over 0.5 at minus 190. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Jack Sawinski thing as well. It's like I want to play these guys to do what they do very well and hit the ball really far. I think this is a good opportunity too. Sears has been one of the guys that we constantly target for these home run props. I like it right here. I think Gorman goes yards. I expected this, especially when I saw Arenado at 260, 280. I thought this was going to be 300 even. So to get this at 450, a whole 150 points better right there, I'll definitely take the value on Gorman today.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I really want to check this number here because he's actually a guy. Obviously, I've met Nolan. I know I've seen him a few times. When I worked in minor league ball, and this dude just has unreal pop, right? It's just unreal pop. But what I really like is that he has power to all fields, right? And the reason why Sears is significantly better versus righties, at least in terms of power, is because that sweeper is filthy, bro. That sweeper is filthy. It's got a ton of movement, and it gets a lot of soft contact and generates a lot of bloopers, right? Those ones that kind of pop up in the air. Looking at him going to left field, into opposite field into center, 645 slugging to center, 508 to opposite field. Like, there's not many guys who can have a slugging percentage like that, right? I mean, there's just not a lot of guys who have pop like that, oppo, right? Especially as a lefty, right? A lot of those lefties are pull only, but we definitely have seen Gorman have the ability to hit it opposite field. So over a 500 slugging to both center and oppo, right, is significant here, especially against a guy who's probably going to be throwing 90% sweepers at Nolan Gorman here. And if any of them are up, I'm calling this one. If it's going to go out, it's going left center. It's going right on that spot. I just don't think that there's going to be too much of an issue for him.
Hey, well, hopefully we're right today, right? I mean, hey, I won't be specific. I don't need to call a field. I'm just hoping it goes anywhere. But yeah, if we get that would be extra cool. We can overlay a little video on the tweet or something like that.
Yeah, that would be so sick if that ended up happening. But hey, we'll just take one regardless. We don't even need it anywhere specific, but I think that's definitely the spot here. Stu, what do you got for the people here? We just got all 4 of our plays out there. What do you got for them?
Yeah, small slate today. Not a whole lot action. Maybe I'll have another play or two over on Twitter. So if you want to, follow the plays, make sure to be following me over on Twitter at Monotone Football. Obviously, the Discord linked in bio, free. Everyone in the community is giving their plays, all that good stuff. Yeah, Women's World Cup coming back in a couple of days. We got a little bit of a layoff, so I'll have some article stuff for that hopefully tomorrow or by Wednesday. And yeah, it's NFL season. Like I said, I've been drafting a bunch of best ball lineups. I'm getting real fired up. I feel like to do it, you really just got to throw yourself in the fire, right? I'm not doing reading or anything. I'm just throwing myself in these drafts. Iron sharpens iron. That's what our guy John Legasa says. So I'm going in there. Hopefully we win some money at the end of the year. We'll see what happens. If you guys want to draft against me, let me know. I'm over on Underdog drafting like all day, every day right now. It's too addicting. So yeah, that's all I got really. NFL in the future, MLB today. Let's cash some tickets.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely on that train with you on those best balls. We'll have a show like that. We'll have an NFL show here coming up shortly. So make sure you guys follow both of us over on Twitter. Pick it wherever you want to follow us. We will be there. Again, I'll probably post a long shot. I'm not sure if it'll be on Twitter over here, but hit that like button on your way out. We'll be back here Wednesday for you guys. And hopefully we'll be coming back with another good show and amount of profit. Not sure if it's going to be that 8 units that we had last show, but hopefully it'll be in the green here today. So have a good one, guys, and best of luck on this 8-game slate.